Hi there, Year 9. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through the tasks while I am not here. Okay, so you should came across this video at the start of term 3 at this moment. Okay, while I am away, I'll get you to complete this theory-based workbook, okay, but not completing the whole thing. I know there's a lot in here, okay, but I'll get you to start to complete parts of it, okay, so parts of it. So while I'm away, we have a Thursday class and as well as a Wednesday class, so which I believe counts as 3 periods in total, okay? And in these 3 periods, I'm gonna get you to complete part 1, okay, which is like vocabulary, and then if you flip to the second page, okay, so there's 1 side and 2 side, and part 2, which is line, shape, and pattern. There's a little bit of designing task here around, okay, but there's majority of that is a written task, okay. So first of all, when you get this booklet, the first thing you will need to do is to write your name here, so you claim this book as yours. For the first part of vocabulary, I'll get you to go online and search for all of these terms, okay, but make sure that when you're searching for this, especially for some of these, for example, client, okay, you need to search that in design context, okay. So client can goes in other context. It can goes to commerce, okay, can goes to business, but in our case, you need to search this client in the design context, okay. You can prompt to ask, what does client mean in design context, okay. So I'll get you to answer those with your own research, okay? You go online and research all of these. It should be fine, okay? You should have, Google can just give you straightforward answers and then you can just copy them down here. The point for this part is to get you to build up with a bit more vocabulary, okay? A bit more vocabulary. You can get rid of question number 4 here because, again, we are not doing a postage stamp this year. This is from a previous year workbook, okay? Now, next up, you need to actually complete line, shape, and pattern here, okay? So in this page, your learning intention is to also, for example, practice your annotation skills, which you will be assessed on your assessment 1, okay? Practice your drawing and sketching skills with these parts, okay, a little bit. And explore creative ways to create a sense of speed, motion, and direction, which is here because in your assessment 1, you're actually going to design a poster conveying a paper air show. And in this case, you will need to think about how you portray a sense of direction, a sense of speed, and a sense of motion, okay? So this section 2, is designed to help you to achieve that. Okay, so first of all, asking you which image looks a bit more faster. You need to talk about which one actually looks a bit faster and give your reasoning here. Okay, next up, part 2 asks you to describe how line, shape, tone, and color are used to create a sense of speed and direction. Okay, in the image in B and C. Okay, so A and D has already given you the example, so you can have a look at the example and see how you can use some of their vocabulary to help you to describe B and C. For question 3, answer these questions under the image below. So again, you need to describe how position, angle, repetition, thickness of the line creates or do not create motion, speed, and movement. So this comes your subjective judgment at first, okay? You need to think about if this image is actually creating a sense of speed and motion or not so much, or maybe not so much, okay? So you need to actually talk about your subjective judgment of whether you think they created or not before you jump ahead to talk about if there is speed and motion. Describe which direction the speed is moving and how the position, angle, repetition, thickness of a line creates. Okay, so next up we have question 4. Okay, so question 4 is asking you to actually sketch in these 3 boxes, okay, using those requirements. C is already presenting to you as an example, okay, and then you will need to describe how you have used the lines to show direction, motion, or speed in each drawing, okay. Again, this is an example. You can use that as a guide, okay. Last but not least is question 5. Question 5 is asking you to use a pattern to create a sense of speed, motion, and direction. Okay, so again, these are some of the examples that has given it to you. You need to read all this instruction again. And then as over here for question A, has already given it to you. Okay, so you have these three graphics that actually doesn't convey a sense of speed, motion, direction. And what you need to do is that you will need to redraw those graphics, okay, in this term that is conveying a sense of speed and direction. And you need to describe how have you been redrawing the pattern to give it a more sense of speed, direction, and motion, okay? Question B has already given you the drawing, okay, and you only need to fill in the description. But for question C, you will need to draw the graphics out, okay, and then you will need to have a description. Okay, if you are a bit stuck, okay, for this part of the page, you might want to use some of the graphical elements on the left-hand side, okay, and use the one that you actually learned to help you make better informed design decisions on this page, okay. If you have a bit more time and energy when you're finishing this, you can start to attempt on part C, which is typography, okay. Again, just follow all of these instructions. Once I come back, I will be following up with you, okay? But just to show you a very, very quick glance as to what are some expectations, I'm going to show you a previous example, okay? This is someone's from previous years. So this is basically the vocabulary. This is the amount of writing you should be aiming at, and this is the amount of stuff you should be aiming at to put it in here, okay? So just give you a quick example, all right? Again, hope you enjoy working through this workbook while I'm away, and I will see you guys again very soon. Okay, goodbye.